Okay, so this is the Canary Island date palm. I told you in the live stream we're gonna take a look at it, but these are all new fronds up here. They're roughly about three of them that have pushed out, and this one's working on 4 right here. And I think, yeah, there's another spear in there. So this thing is growing huge. This is about 3.5 feet tall. I did trim it up a little bit, as you can see. You can see the trunk is getting massive, really big, huge trunk right there. But really gorgeous palm. I might cut these off, these little ones. But these fronds are roughly about 2 feet long, maybe. Well, no, about 1.5 feet. Yeah, maybe 2 feet from way in the middle, but pretty cool. Really nice palm. The only reason I'm keeping this indoors is because these things get really big really fast, so I definitely want to keep it indoors, and it's been good. It's been growing really well indoors, so the Canary Island date palm has been doing good. I'll give it some light too with some grow lights, but it's really pushed out these fronds, so looking really good. Has some old ones from a couple years ago, but nevertheless looking good. Real bright green fronds. I checked it a few months ago to see if it needed to be repotted. I think I can get through probably the end of summer before I have to really repot this, if I can keep it indoors, which I plan to, because it fits perfect right here. I think it's like in a 5-gallon bucket, but that's what it looks like. Pretty nice. So we'll take a look at the other palms. Okay, so we got the blue Brahia Armada blue Mexican fan palm. Pushing out another frond here in the middle. So it's opened up this one right here, which just pushed this one out, and it's opening another one as we speak. Looking really good though. Pretty big fronds on it. This is in a 32-gallon trash can. Could be in a maybe 28 or 32, but it's in a trash can, and it works perfect as a pot. So if you guys are looking for a big pot to support your palm or any type of big tree, definitely resort to a trash can, because nice things you could put like on a dolly and you can move it around with the handles pretty easy, opposed to having it in a pot where you really can't move it much, and and then these little pots get expensive. Like a pot like this is like $10 at Walmart, so it's definitely worth it to get a trash can for like another $8 more. I think I paid like 18 bucks for the trash can, and it serves really well as a pot. I put some holes at the bottom so it can drain. But yeah, here's the Sable dwarf palm, looking pretty good. Has some minor wind damage to it, but it's pushing out another spear. The little spear seedling I had here kind of disintegrated. But it's still alive, it looks like. We have another California fan palm here from Mesa, Arizona, and we have some trees here. These, I believe, Chinese pistache trees, and we have some trying to germinate some. Looks like this one's already starting to root, see? But I got some seeds, California fan palm seeds, supposedly, from what it looks like in Cruces. So it looks like these should germinate. Hopefully they will. Don't know if no other sprouts in there just yet, but probably in a couple more weeks, we'll see. Other than that, looking good. Ponytail palm, this little California fan palms pushing out really good, and saguaros are looking really nice. Pushing some new growth here with the pink, looking pretty good. They've gotten big in the last 2 years that I've had them, because I got those from Phoenix at a Home Depot. And we have some California fan palms as well from a local tree, and these I'm going to be repotting, so we'll do that in this video too. But looking pretty good. These ones are really growing nicely now. Pushing out this frond here, and now it's opening up this one. And this one's had a lot of trouble because the wind has damaged the fronds, so it has a lot of growth that it's lost, but it's recovering. And this one has been pretty stronger. It hasn't really had any issues, but they're roughly the same size and trunk. They germinate at the same time, so they're the same age from the same tree. So they're relatively the same size. This one was a lot bigger, but this one's caught up. And even these little clusters here, these little clusters of California fan palms, these are all the same, from the same tree. Same, germinate at the same time. But we have a small, medium, and large. And this one's opening up another frond, pretty good. And this one here too, it's opening up nicely. I'll probably have to repot these because they're kind of growing a little crooked. Straighten them out a bit, but nevertheless, they're doing good. I'm gonna check those two. The pineapples, looks like it's pushing some new growth. It's had some trouble with the cold weather, but it's doing good. Mediterranean fan palm has some dead fronds, so I'll have to clip off, but pushed out one frond here, as you can see. We got up to 82 degrees today, and by the end of the week and early next week, we're supposed to get to 87, 88 degrees. And with 88 degrees, it's hotter than that. So against this wall and all here, even at 80 degrees, it's probably closer to 90 or so. So once we get to about 90, it'll be probably like 100 degrees in this area. But they love 100-degree weather. But yeah, the Mediterranean's doing pretty good. It usually is a fast-growing palm. Trunk's getting kind of big, but it's decent. Usually pushes about 2 fronds at once. And then over here, we have the Trachycarpus fortunei. Trachycarpus is doing good. Still opening another frond, but it pushed out one right here. This spear looks pretty long. So, and it has 2 spears. But this frond's getting pretty big. This one's pretty big to my hand, so it's about probably about a foot and about a foot and a quarter maybe long. But you can see these fronds are pretty big, looking nice. Anyway, so let's go take a look at the California fan palm over here. I really won't show you the one up front because it looks pretty much exactly the same as this one. But yeah, these red yuccas too are growing. It has 4 flowers coming out. But here is the California fan palm here. This is the one I had indoors from the winter and I got last year. But the fronds are looking really nice on it. These ones always had really nice looking fronds. This one was the one that came out during the winter, but this one's looking good. So yeah, the one up front looks exactly the same like this, so won't even bother showing it. So let's go start repotting some palm trees. Oh yeah, and here's the Majesty palm. Opening up a front here. Pushed out this one, it's opening another one, but it's had a lot of wind damage and a little bit of cold damage. So let's go start repotting some palms. Okay, so this is the dirt I'm using. I normally only get the palm soil with the fertilizer in it, but seems how I get a much better deal at Costco. I got this Miracle Grow 4 use in containers, organic choice, moisture control potting mix with compost, protects against overwatering and underwatering with yucca and coir. So should be good for palms and stuff. I'm gonna add some perlite here. This is the perlite I got. Doesn't matter what perlite you use, but this is what I'll use. And I'll put some fertilizer in it from the Shake and Feed Miracle Grow palm fertilizer, and I'll put some of that in there, and then we'll repot them. So when I'm repotting, like mixing the soil that doesn't have perlite, I'll usually put a decent amount. That should be good. And then I want to mix it. Like, I really want to turn the dirt and mix it. I'll probably need to add more to this. There really is no over adding perlite, but you just want to add enough. So that's probably enough. It's like if anyone doesn't know what perlite is, it's that white stuff that helps prevent clumping. It helps with root growth and all that. It's just helps a lot better for compacted dirt. You can see what it says here. Helps prevent soil compaction and root development with potting mixes and garden soil, so it works with anything. I'm just adding it because mine doesn't have it. I would have got the regular bedded, like for the soil for the beds, flower beds and stuff, but I didn't want to do that. So I have my soil mixed here. I'm not going to mix this fertilizer in this yet until I know the exact amount of fertilizer I'm going to put in those palms. Okay, so this is the palm fertilizer I use. Shake and Feed Palm Plant Food. Normally I was having to order this off Home Depot, but surprisingly only one Home Depot in my town had it in stock, so I went to buy it. But it's about half full. Might need to get some for, this should probably last me the rest of the year. There's a barcode in case you guys want to scan it, see if it's in your area, but this is what I use. And you guys can read this. Pause the video if you need to. But yeah, this is what I use. Been pretty good. Feeds up to 3 months. So let's take these out. You can see some roly-polies have made it in there. And they're the ones that kind of loosen up the dirt at the bottom, which makes it fall out, and then the roots start getting dried out. Honestly, these really don't even need it much. It's not root bound as bad as I thought. So, but I'll definitely add some more soil to the bottom. So yeah, just like I said, the roly-polies really got in there and started like loosening up all the dirt. So that's why this thing came out so easily. You could see them in there, and they're the ones that kind of mess up the dirt. So see if I can shake them off, because they literally loosen up all the dirt. This thing does not need to be really repotted. So what I'll do, just add some dirt. I'll see there's even one in here too, that they're kind of in here. But mainly just want to put some fresh dirt in there. This dirt look, see there's a bunch of them in there. And they're the ones that ruin the dirt. So like I said, I'll put a good base down. I'll kind of compact it if I can. I'll put a good base down, and then I'll kind of spread it around like that. In the middle, I'll kind of make it, I want to put a good base this time. That way the roots aren't directly too low. So it's about half full. I'll still do a regular repotting on these. I'll kind of make it like that. Kind of like a dip in the middle. And then I'll put the roots in like that. I don't want to add fertilizer here. I kind of want to add the fertilizer up top, so when it rains and it gets wet, you'll be providing, I'll actually add a little bit of fertilizer in here now. Actually, it's probably best. I don't want to add a whole lot. So when I'm adding it, see, look, these little roly-polies, they get in here and kind of mess everything up. So let's add some fertilizer. This dirt doesn't really have any fertilizer in it like that, so I'm going to add a decent amount. Just enough. I don't need to add a whole bunch, but just enough. Add a little bit more. That should be enough for the bottom. I want to mix it up real good. Sorry if I'm trying to film and do two things at once. So, okay. To me, that looks pretty decent. I'll add a little bit more dirt up here. Okay, that looks good. So now, yeah, shake off as much dirt as possible. Shake off as many roly-polies as you can. I'm gonna do that now. So yeah, these guys made a nest in here. So Looks like I got them all out. Got the roots done too. So now we're gonna put these roots in like that. Now we're gonna just put some new dirt in there because I don't want to put that dirt until all the roly-polies have left. And we'll just fill it in the middle. On all the sides, make it even. And I want to make sure it's planted deep enough too, so I can make sure there's enough dirt around the base of the trunk. Okay, so here's the finished product. Finally put them in relatively similar sized pots. And I potted them really straight, and I added some fertilizer. But this is how they should look. Normally, if I'm just planting them for the first time, like repotting this, for example, when I repot this, I want to plant it in a pot probably like this. And I want to plant it kind of low. Well, actually, maybe not, because this one is actually, if I planted it in this, like a size like this, I want to plant it probably like halfway, or at least 3/4 of the way, the soil line, 3/4 of the way. Reason why is because I want to have enough space. I don't want the root ball to be so big. So I want to have enough space to reuse the same pot. And then, because most people, they just repot it and fill up the whole pot, which you can do, but I only recommend doing that if you plan on putting it in the ground. So if you're like me and wants to keep conserving the same pot for at least twice, I can usually keep it in the same pot before I have to repot it twice. Then yeah, I'll have to repot it in a bigger pot, but usually I can get by twice with 2 repottings per pot. So yeah, we'll go take a look at these little seedlings as well. I'm gonna make sure that there are no roly-polies get inside to loosen up the dirt. But yeah, and I also realized too, like, you gotta make sure you're constantly watering them, because those roots on the palms are super dry. So, because the ground gets so hot and dries out the dirt. The middle's okay, but the bottom of the roots get kind of real dry and seared. So take a look at these. Okay, and here's the finished product. So I straightened out the palms a little bit to where they're growing straight up, and they look pretty good. They look a lot better now. Put them in a bigger pot too, so yeah, that's how they're looking. And future updates on these palms, future repottings, and probably repot this one next too. But till then, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Hope you guys enjoy these videos, and as always, we will see you in the next one. Bye.